probably better than anybody who's ever been on the council in some ways, is born and raised in what some people might say before we were being PC, in a pretty poor neighborhood. David Patrick's probably the most successful businessman up here. He's got a lot of interest in a lot of different things. He could have moved to some ritzy area and just lived a fancy life. He spent his life investing in his community. He built a business there. He hired from there. Everybody in his family volunteers in this community, in his community. They serve on boards and commissions. They run for office. They donate. David comes from a perspective, and he'll tell you this, that he believes you invest, you build, you work in your community. He doesn't want to say no to development because he thinks the way you get development in there is to say yes. Now, you may disagree with him, but he's not, whatever his vote is tonight, it isn't because he doesn't have courage. Because if he votes no, he's going to get yelled at, and and it's not because he doesn't have insight, and it's not because he doesn't care. And he's on your team and wants to work for this, however he votes tonight. I don't know how Ben Kimbrough's going to vote, but Ben has talked a couple of times.
Yeah, you do.
From the perspective of well, he's a developer, and he's gotten attacked for that because people have said, you're out here representing developers. And what Ben has brought to this conversation is the ability to say, I'm a developer, and there are a whole bunch of people who want to invest money in a community, and they don't care about social engineering, and they don't care about all this. They just want to go build something and make money and put that money in the bank. And Ben has said, this is going to make some of those people less likely to invest in your community. And it's not because he doesn't have courage or insight or he doesn't care. If he votes no tonight, he does care, and he's going to continue to work on this even if you're mad at him. Phil Lakin got attacked pretty hard this week, and I've been in one form or another of public service my entire professional life. And I butt heads with Phil, as I do with everybody up here at times, but I'll tell you, I have not worked with somebody in my entire career who I think is more of a servant's heart than Phil Lakin. And Phil, unlike Steve Martin, he wasn't born a poor black man, or the movie The Joker, Steve says that, but Phil has spent his entire professional life.
That speech was amazing.
It was a great speech.
Until that
Phil has spent his entire professional life working on behalf of folks in this community who don't have the access and the opportunity that he has or that his kids have, and and that's been issues from youth literacy to jobs in low-income parts of town to incarceration injustice, and he has put his time and his heart and his passion into those causes. And however Phil votes tonight, it's not because he doesn't have courage, and it's not because he doesn't have insight, and it's not because he doesn't care. And everybody up here is part of your team. And they are going to continue however they vote tonight. I mean, I know Councilor Gilbert has expressed opposition in the past. She goes every day and she works with at-risk kids and youth kids. And some days she goes home crying about that and figuring out a better way to go try to do better the next day. The people up here are on your team. They're working not just for their district and not just for their kids, but for your kids. You want them on your team. So however they vote tonight, don't go out here and call